Namaskaram. Every moment of learning has a student and a teacher. From some people we learn how to do things, and from some others how not to. We learn by observation, by lecture, by affection, through reading, and many times from being scolded. As dancers, many of us are fortunate to be able to learn from true masters of their art. As we slowly progress from the basic technical teaching towards performance and presentation, and ultimately to creating that elusive magic on stage, our teachers use different methods to help us understand how to get where we want to be. They use analogies and examples of various kinds, some dance or theatre related, some unconventional ones, and some very personal ones. They inspire in us a moment of learning where we are able to take an aspect that we couldn't grasp and make it part of the language of our body. To capture in some small way these instances between teacher and student, I present Sishya, Moments of Learning. I approached a few dancers who I admire not only for their ability to perform, but for their constant yearning to learn and improve. I hope this will inspire dancers to cherish those moments with their teachers and non-dancers to understand a small part of the effort and joy of learning and presenting dance. My first interaction with Purva Dhanashri was over the phone to discuss if she would like to be part of the Sishya series. I felt an immediate connection with her, and our first phone call was full of laughter. Purva Dhanashri is a Vilasini Natyam and Bharatnatyam artist. She initially studied Bharatnatyam under her mother and guru Srimati Kamalini Dutt. She then started her training in Vilasini Natyam under Swapna Sundari. She is also a recipient of the Ustad Bismillah Khan Yuva Puraskar. She has dedicated a lot of time to conducting workshops and performing for Spic Mackay, exposing the students in smaller towns to the beauty of Vilasini Natyam.
Mohini is a very interesting character to play. She is extremely beautiful, very charming. How she uses her beauty to manipulate, how she uses fake innocence, sensuousness to mislead asuras, and at the same time having that compassion for devas. These contrasting shades of her character make her a very challenging one to play. And I was certainly struggling with her because she's so different than who I am. And I shared this with my cousin and my mother, how to get into the skin, how to make her look so convincing and conniving, and how to get those shades of Mohini without looking immoral, without looking cheap. In that incident where she's carrying the Amrit Kalash and misleading the Asuras, Harish was saying that that sensuousness is not enough, that manipulation it's not coming across. And I was studying what else can I do, what more can I put. So he said, okay, just shift your angle and put your hair in the front. I said, how will that make a difference? He said, just do it. Put the hair in the front and look. And that made so much difference. I didn't realize how much difference it will make, but it was a big change for me in doing the same act of misleading and the asuras with this tinge of sensuousness. That made a big difference in the entire act. So Amma told me that before you do these things, remember very clearly who she is, for what purpose she has come. So she's not doing this for her personal gain. So remember the act, remember the character, and then the same sensuousness which you're doing should be with this sense of detachment and with a sense of purpose. So these two pointers, these two guidelines, they helped me a lot in playing the character of Mohini and coming closer to her. Knowing a dance form certainly helps in learning a new dance style because the body is not raw like it was when we started learning a dance form. It has been trained vigorously over several years. It has been toned, a lot of effort. So a trained body certainly helps in going into another dance style, but it also acts as a hindrance to know a style because the body remembers the patterns, the lines, the images, how the previous style requires the body to move in a particular manner. So that acts as a hindrance. So in order to learn a new dance form, one has to unlearn what one already knows. In fact, Guru Swapna Sundari told us that when she got into Vilasini Natyam, she had to stop performing Kuchipudi and Bharatanatyam altogether to completely give herself to this new body language. Now, how did I do that? In the training, Dr. Vasudevan, he helped me during my Adavu practice. And in one of these sessions, he gave me some pointers. So he said that not only should you focus on doing what you have to, but also focus on what you should not do. So do not make the movements linear. Do not draw the lines from one point to another like a staccato. And don't do that. Don't fit the movement, the stances from the, ka, di, ni. Don't do that. Don't cover spaces, not required. And don't throw energy out. So these 4 pointers, they did something in my training, and I approached Vilasini Natyam movements in a very different way. And that helped me to understand the circularity of Vilasini movements, the trajectories of different stances, the way the hand moves between 2 syllables. The movement actually happens in that space between 2 syllables.
Tacham tati takata dhitta dhi tatati takata dhi tatati takadhi tatati takatati takata tacham tacham takacham tati takadhi dhitta dhi tatati takata dhi tatati takadhi tatati takatati takata tacham tacham tati takata dhitta dhi tatati takata tacham takacham tati takati dhitta dhi tatati takata tacham 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 tacham Anam dada